Hey guys, happy Thursday. My name is Hannah Kern and I am talking through Emily's account tonight. She can't be on, but we have some really juicy info that we wanted to share with you guys. I'm a senior Ruby ambassador. I live in Texas in a small little town called Leander. It's not really small anymore, but it's north of Austin and it's growing. I've been with Plexus for 7 years. I started off as a customer. And I did not tell a soul about these products for 5 months until I was losing all of this weight and had all this energy and I felt and looked so good. And all my friends were like, dude, tell me your secret. So I accidentally started a business without even knowing it because I was talking about these products and ended up loving helping my friends, loving the prizes that come with this, loving getting people started and getting their messages and seeing the results and all the things that comes with Plexus. So if you're brand new, it could be overwhelming to think, how do I even start? Or, okay, yeah, if I have a friend that's asking me questions, where do I plug them into? What do I do with this new friend? I don't want to screw this up. And you're probably maybe thinking, okay, I'm actually so terrified and overwhelmed with not knowing what to do. I'm not even going to bring it up. I've totally been there before. I've totally been there before, being brand new to all of this. I love the product so much, but that's all I knew. All I knew was my story, and all I knew was I had friends that needed this. I didn't know the next steps. I didn't have a system. I didn't have a guide. I mean, how many times have you ever gone to the grocery store, Target, and basically had one thing in mind, and 20 minutes later you're walking out spending $150 on crap? And some of the times you go home and you're like, crap, I actually forgot the thing that I went to Target for. That is basically how I felt. And I think a lot of ambassadors feel getting started and wanting to share and wanting to plug their people into things, but not having a system in place to get them there. That's what it's like going to Target and spending more money than you have to, and being so distracted by all the fancy things and then totally forgetting that you have someone that needs your attention, that you have someone that you need to be their biggest cheerleader for. So over the course of 7 years in this business, I have tried all these things. I have edited things, taken things out. I've tried nothing. I've tried doing too much with people whenever they say yes. And finally, I feel so confident with the system that me and my team have tried and true, literally practiced with every single person that has said yes. And we feel really confident with our system. And so Emily asked me to hop on tonight and share our system with you guys because it works. And it takes the guessing game out of our new ambassadors trying to figure out what they need to do with these new people. And so if you have a system in place, so many benefits come with that. Number one, you worked your tail off for a month, 2 months, 6 months, years even, getting your friend to fall in love with these products enough to say yes. And then what happens? You don't have a system in place. You kind of freak out. You think that they're just going to figure everything out like you did at the beginning. And then they realize, wait, did I make a mistake? Who is this person during the recruitment phase of the 6 months of them trying to get me on and sending me all these testimonials and following up with me and basically having this whole thing. And now I feel like it was fraud. Like they're ghosting me. Where are they? They haven't checked in on me in a couple of weeks. I don't even know like if I have a subscription in place, or like, oh my gosh, my subscription just went and I didn't even know it was a subscription. Like it puts a bad taste in their mouth. And we want to alleviate that because we want them to love this process just as much as we do. So that's the first thing. And the second thing is it also helps give you confidence, knowing that you have this system that works, that you can fall back on and not have to reinvent the wheel with every new person. It's just easy, y'all. We have so much going on, school drop-offs, waking up early, our own jobs, our own marriages, or just everything that's going on. It's like one less thing we have to think about if it's posted in your bathroom or if it's saved in the notes section of your phone of what to do. So it gives you confidence as a leader, whether you have a team of 100 or a team of 1 and it's just your mama, it's good to have this in place. And then number 3, the most important, it gets them excited about this from the second they say yes. There's no guessing. It completely alleviates their doubt and gives them and replaces it instantly with hope. Wow, I feel so good with my decision to say yes with my friend Sarah. My friend Sarah has taken such great care of me. It's really making me feel more comfortable and really excited that I said yes. Okay, so those are really 3 big things. I want you guys to answer this for me because there's a lot of questions I had to ask myself when I was building this out. Do you raise your hand if you would love to have People stick around for a lot longer than they are. A lot longer. Do you want to have someone not think you trick them into a program, right? Like, yeah, I don't want anyone to think that I was a totally different person before they said yes. And now that they said yes, I totally went away. Do you want your one person to quickly turn into an instant 3 people, an instant 4 people, 10 people with your new system, right? You want growth. You want to be able to have something simple enough, but impactful enough so they can duplicate this down. Because how often do you find someone brand new and they have someone brand new and you're like, oh, I now have to like basically pretend that I've got 2 new level 1s because my new level 1 has no idea what to do. So I'm just going to take over and control everything and just basically have this entire team when really they're like a level 7 to me, but I'm treating them as a level 1 and I'm doing the work. It is exhausting. And that was me. I was a control freak and I still am working on it. But this system helped me be like, no, Hannah, you can't do it all. Systems are in place to help make your life so much easier, but also help teach them that this doesn't have to be hard. So I'm sure if you answered yes to one of those things, this is the system for you. So what I was actually asking Veda to do for us is like drop something in the chat, but we can't figure it out. It's too weird. So I actually typed all of this out for you. I have this saved in my team page. If you have this in yours, if you have a team page, there's an announcement tab at the very top of all of our team pages. Use that. It's basically our really important topics that I tag people on all the time. This is where I keep mine in my team page, and I revert back to it. Every single time someone adds a new ambassador, I tag their name under there and I say, hey, use this system for your mom, Jennifer, who just signed up. And it's a great reminder. I don't care how many people that they add, it's that I always want them to revert back to that. So this system, day 1, the moment that they say yes, this is the first thing that I do. My welcome text. I have 2 things that I do. The welcome text, which you'll see because I have it laid out for you. Let me actually try to, let's see, what time is it? No, I won't read through all of it because it's kind of lengthy. I have a welcome text and a welcome email. My welcome text is for all of my personal level 1s that said yes to me and clicked enroll on my website. I have a welcome email, depending on how large your team is. And if you really want to work on this, I think it's a good idea, especially if your team is growing. My welcome email sends out to every single person, because a lot of the times whenever you grow a level 2 or you have a level 3 join you, they might be plugged into your team page or they might not. Their sponsor might have forgot. You really want to get to know them because yes, you're their leader, and we don't want you to have to handhold every single person all the way down to your level 12, but this is still your organization and they still are a part of your family and they still make an impact in your paycheck. So you want to get to know them, and you also want them to know you, to have another person they can relate their struggles to. So in my welcome email, I have a big picture of me and Jake. I talk about me and the Beagles. We say, we're so happy that you're here. I started my journey. I know that yours is going to be amazing. Here's a link to my team page to get you plugged in. Here's a link to Plexus Engage app for you to download for 3 samples, all the things. That is sent to everyone. But my welcome text, I want you guys to include these things with your personal level 1s. I also have this saved in my notes section. It has to include their subscription date. So welcome, we're so excited for you. Just letting you know, your consistency subscription shipment, that's the words I use, consistency subscription shipment is set to run 1 month from today. Leave it on so you can see the results that we just talked about, like losing weight and gaining freedom from anxiety. Like, I am very specific. You want to include the price increase with their combo. Okay, because some people freak out when month 2 rolls around and their triplex and metaburn isn't $114, it's now $140. And they're wondering, what the heck, why was this an increase? So just encourage them to keep it on, but also know you got a killer deal on your first month, but don't worry, second month is still discounted wholesale price. Yay. You also want to include their login. This is huge, y'all, because if they have questions, you don't have to remember, oh gosh, what email did you use? Just list, this is the website, plexusworldwide.com. Login is your email, password is the one that you created. Number 3 that I include in this welcome text is samples. I say, how cool is this? Plexus just sent you 3 free samples that you can send out to your loved ones today. It's in the Plexus Engage app. It's free. Download it. That's where they are. Who do you think could also benefit from these products? Your mom, your sister, your dad? That's that fourth section. And then the last thing is the referral bonus. Even if you haven't started that conversation, I always just want to list this out the first day that they say yes, because the time is ticking. We all know about the fast track bonuses, right? They get an extra $100 if they can get their referral butts moving in their first month. If you tell them that they have 3 incredible referral bonuses they can earn on their 4th week, they have like 2 days to make it happen. And you're basically stealing that opportunity from them because you kept that info from them. A lot's happening, y'all. This is the first day. They're overwhelmed at how much money they spent. Now they got to tell their husband, and they don't know if their products are going to work, but they're hopeful because they love you and they trust you. There's so much they're trying to process. This is why day 1, it's all in text format. So when I do bring it up in a couple days, which you'll see, I bring it up again on day 3 or 4, there's no there's no mishaps or confusion as like what I'm talking about, because I just told you on day 1. So we'll talk about that. So did you know, oh my gosh, if you have those 3 friends, did you know Plexus will send you $35 for each friend that you help, and up to $400 for 3 in your first 30 days. That's it. The last part of the welcome text is, I'm just so excited to get you plugged in. Go ahead and click this link below to get access to our health community page on Facebook, and it's my Freedom Seeker link. You can have your link to yours, or if you don't have your own team page, link it to the Wellbeing Society or Plexus People and Products. I love that. So that's the welcome text. It sounds really, really lengthy. It doesn't look that lengthy when you text it out and kind of break it up. The number 2 thing, still day 1, I plug them into the pages. Now, I only do 2 max, the 2 pages that I plug them into. And the reason for this is bigger than you. This has to be bigger than you. And what they could benefit from way more than just the text one-on-one back and forth with their sponsor is the community we have here. I didn't know I needed more friends when I said yes to Plexus. It was a total unknown need to me that has been the biggest blessing in my life. I now have best friends that live in Ohio, in Washington, and North Carolina. I'm down here in Texas, but it's all because of this opportunity and because we were a part of something that was bigger than us. And it also gives them that instant belief, looking through the team pages and maybe seeing some testimonies that, wow, outside of my friend Sarah, it's helping Brittany with the same thing, and Jared and Jack and Amanda. And I mean, before their products arrive, they have so much belief. They're only going to be excited from here. So make sure that you plug them in and welcome them. It makes them feel so, so special. Even if it's not a big deal to you, it really makes them feel loved because people do comment below. They get to friend people on Facebook from the group. It's just a really great thing. So that's day 1. Here is where I basically go into day 3 and day 4. This could be done anytime during the first week, but I tend to like to send this +1 message, is what we call it. This +1 message about all the bonuses they can earn in their first week, because seriously, if I joined under Emily and she told me about the extra $100 bonus the last week of the month, I'd be pretty ticked. And I'd be wondering, why the heck did you keep that from me? Like, now I don't have a chance. Why would you do that? So the +1 message idea actually came from Emily Gibson and Brooke Hemingway. They have this awesome momentum movement group several times a year, and they gave us this verbiage. So it literally comes from like double diamond status. They use this to grow their team. So we just adopted it because I don't want to reinvent this. The +1 message I will also send you guys in the Wellbeing Society is on day 3 or 4, before their products arrive. And it goes something like this. Oh, I forgot to mention, just in case they didn't read the whole text, I like to bring it up like I forgot to mention this. I forgot to mention, Plexus tells us that we will be 86% more successful with our products if we have a buddy to do this with. Right now, Plexus has these really sick referral bonuses that if you share with one friend, like your mom, your brother, they'll send you $35. Well, you can also get your products paid for if you know 3 people that could benefit from these products. Like your ride or die, your best friend, who can that be? And then I leave the message with like an open-ended, who can that be? So their wheels are turning. Some people respond and some people don't, but at least I'm doing my due diligence as their leader to let them know they're this humongous opportunity in front of them. They don't have to say yes. And even in the message I say, if they say yes, here's what you say. I won't go into that because you'll see it. And if they say no, that's okay. I say, no worries at all. Let's just wait for your products to get here. Let me know, text me when they do. And I can't wait. I'll walk you through it. And then you just keep loving on them, because we all know none of us started for the business, right? And so I would not be Senior Ruby if I did not have a leader like Emily encouraging me to think differently about this. It wasn't a business at first. It was just helping a friend who's asking me why I look so good. Like that's what she helped me understand. And that's what you can help them understand. This it doesn't have to be another business or a job. Just get your products paid for. Simple. So that's day 3 or 4. The last 2 pieces are important, and this is also going to be shared in another sort of file. We have this 28-day customer care plan, and it sounds kind of fancy, but it's really not. For the first month, we actually typed out your follow-up responses that you can send to them to check in. How often do you always find yourself like, okay, I don't know what week they're on, and I kind of forgot what welcome pack they ordered, so I'm just going to be like, hey, Jessica, how are you feeling? Great. Oh, it's week 4. Oh, are you drinking your water? How are you feeling? How are you feeling now? I've literally found myself throughout the beginning of my journey, like literally only knowing or asking how they're feeling. That was the only question I really had in my back pocket. Instead of asking that, I found that a lot of people on week 2 and 3 don't feel really any difference, especially if they're using more of our products that take longer to heal the body, like gut health and wellness. That's kind of like a loaded question, because it could piss them off. Like, oh my gosh, I'm supposed to be feeling something right now. This isn't working. I want to quit. Or it could open up a can of worms, like the detox conversation, which I bring up, and I'll tell you how I deal with that. It could bring up that. And you're like, wait a minute. Oh my gosh, you absolutely hate it. Like you have horrible migraines and you're bloated and you have this like yeast infection and you're thinking that it's related to the Plexus products. And now you're playing like you're being so reactive instead of being proactive. So this 4-week list of follow-ups, I will send you guys, and it doesn't have anything in there. Like, how are you feeling? It's more just an encouragement thing. So the first month is crucial because you need to encourage them to keep going, to keep drinking their water, to make sure that they're getting a routine down to take these products and bringing up the possibilities of Candida die-off before they have the chance to bring it up to you. Because here's what happens, especially with our die-off products, especially with our gut health products that could give people some symptoms that are not very favorable. If they bring it up to you before you can bring it up, they have already done this. They probably thought on it for a couple of days. What the heck? I have a migraine. This pink drink sucks. I'm pooping my brains out, and I don't have time to leave my kids in the classroom to go crap in the bathroom for 17 times a day. I'm pissed, right? And now I'm now having to have a conversation with my friend who is obsessed with these products, who never mentioned this because maybe it didn't happen to her. And now I'm already at the point of like, I'm done. We don't want them to get there. So how I bring it up is typically on the 2nd week. This is really when people start, if they're consistent, start seeing those symptoms happen. Hey, oh my gosh, can you believe it? It's been 2 weeks. I am so proud of you for being so consistent. Hey, I wanted to ask you, I experienced some unfavorable symptoms in my first 2 weeks of trying the products. Like I think I had a migraine and was bloated for a few days, but I quickly realized it was from detox and it meant the products were working. You might not be feeling that, but I just wanted to ask you if you're experiencing any of those things. Because if you are, we can troubleshoot. Let me know. And they're like, swear like 5 times out of 10, like 50% chance they will say, you know what? I'm so glad that you brought that up. Because yeah, I was having a migraine, but I was also really stressed that day. I didn't know it was fun. So by this point, it's almost like, you just feel them take a deep breath and it's like, great. Now how can we work through this and encourage them that this is a really good thing. We clap. I celebrate those experiences because it tells me you are being consistent. And I say the words, your body is responding. Go you. So that's typically how I work that. And then of course, week 3, you're working through it. Week 4, you are praising them that they are loving these products. And let's just say on the 3rd day, they didn't want to share with a friend. Maybe they just gave you crickets, right? They didn't even respond to your message about who do you have in mind, right? On the 4th week, you say, let's celebrate the small wins. It's still really early to notice anything massive, but let's celebrate the small wins that you're feeling, like energy, better sleep, improved mood. Are you experiencing those things? This is the 4th week, y'all. This is right before their subscription's about to process. All right, so stay with me. And they say, you know, yeah, I do like the energy, or I have been sleeping better. Even small things like that, people are praying for support in those areas. People are taking medication for sleeping better. People are taking medication for just having no brain fog in the morning. People need to hear about this. I bring up again, I go, that is amazing. How incredible would it be if your story could inspire another mama in the trenches, going through the trenches like you did before Plexus? If I sent you something to share on Facebook tonight, just about how excited you are for these 3 victories, would you be willing to share that on Facebook tonight? And then you type it out. We have tons of those Facebook posts in the Wellbeing Society. And if they say no, keep loving on them. Y'all, this is not the end of the road. It took me 5 months to decide if I wanted to tell a soul about this. Okay. Don't quit on them. They don't need you to quit on them. They just don't know what they don't know. After the first month, whether they say yes or no about loving these products or not loving these products, or wanting to share or not, you have now done your job. This is the part where they look at you differently. You are their cheerleader. You are exactly who you were before they said yes. There's no fraud. There's no, oops, I made a big mistake, or buyer's remorse. They know what this community can give them, and they're loving it, or they're not. And obviously they can cancel if they want to. 60-day money back guarantee. We can't control people's choices, but this system helps them get plugged in. They help them see what Plexus really is, which is not just about the sale or the prize or getting a $20 bonus check for them buying a welcome pack. It's truly making it about them and their journey. They truly feel like they're the most important customer to you. And that's what we want them to feel. They're not just another point in our back office towards our next rank. And the system works and we love it. And it really does help, because I'm going like crazy and like 90,000 miles a minute all day. And I have all of this saved in my notes section. So we will get all of this to you. Let's see. Someone's in the waiting room, and I'm sorry if you've been waiting there for a while. Let me check the chat box real quick to see if there's any questions. Oh, Theta, you just told me some people want to be let in. Sorry about that. Okay, no questions there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop this recording. And